Thank you so much for staying with us. It is still iBrandTV Day Break, and this is a time where we get to talk about trends going on social media. One of the major trends, I'm not going to preempt Debbie, but she gets to talk about all of that, and she's already in the studio looking radiant and beautiful as usual. How are you, Debbie? Good morning.
Hi, Uche. Good morning.
Aww.
I'm very humble today.
And that's why you have not jumped me to Josh yet.
I'm not going to cause drama today. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. Hi, Josh.
Hi, Debbie.
I saw the big smile on your face when she introduced the segment.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why you're always happy. Just feel like I'm a boy.
No,
I don't know why.
I'm a
that's a subtle attack, right? No, I got you.
Okay, let's go straight into the stories. Controversial broadcaster and comedian Nedu Emmanuel, also known as Nedu Wazobia, has alleged that most independently they set up their businesses using the money they got from men. DOAP, in a recent episode of his controversial podcast, decided to blast some women who were in the habit of posing around as independent women who worked for everything they own. According to him, some ladies collect money from 5 men to set up their businesses, and then when they are successful, they tag themselves independent. Speaking further, he added that those who really worked hard to be where they are do not sell their bodies for money or contract. Now let's take a look at some of the reaction on social media. Merritt said, even men at some point in their life ask their guys for money, then use the money to make more money. So does that make them dependent? Some girls ask men for money and end up not knowing what to use it for. It takes a queen to be able to collect money and know that she should invest it or use it and jackpot for a better life. Nedu, next episode, please. The next reaction from Kami, he's hot. I can read in between these lines. He honestly needs healing, and it's okay for men to receive therapy. But when they don't accept they need it, this is what happens. You can't give what you don't have. I pray for happiness for him. The next reaction. Amaka said, what he's saying is true about most women who... So attacking him without reading sense to what he's saying is an act of hypocrisy. Yes, he talks, but try to understand the message being passed. Most of what he's saying is the bitter truth that most of you don't want to hear, really. Now the final reaction, which is warming up. Wait till women do this, bros. I think that's Uche's. That is Uche's reaction. Because when the second to last reaction,
there's a tweet you missed.
Did I?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a tweet that said Nedu is Lady Whistle down. Why is that?
I looked for that reaction.
She seems to always have conversations about
around women.
Do you understand? Like, what? I'm not going to say who broke Nedu's heart, but we know the person that did it.
Yes, we know Nedu talks too much, but when it comes to the gossip part, like I saw this person, I know this person. Let's talk about the context now of what he was trying to say. We have women who actually, we know. We know that there are women who do this, especially to pepper other women. Not because they really care about the fact that they are successful. Just to pepper, that next girl that said, oh, I wouldn't make it. Next girl that said, oh, I wasn't good enough. We know there are women that actually do this. We have them in our corner. So I'm not going to actually falsely do this time around. I'm not a fan of Nedu.
I don't think it's faulting him.
Okay.
Yeah? I think it's. I think this is open for conversation. So the first tweet that we read said that a lot of men also ask their guys for money.
Of course.
I know men who have started businesses with monies given to them by women. You understand? It's not out of place to have somebody support you or sponsor you to open a business. Another tweet said, people get these monies and they don't know what to do with it. They blow it in one night. They blow it in 2 weeks. But you have somebody who has sense enough to draft a business plan and execute it.
I think the issue is the independent.
Listen.
Independent is the word.
I'm getting to somewhere.
Okay.
I feel like how you get the money look away from, if you want to have conversations surrounding morality and how the monies were gotten or what you had to pay with to have the monies. It's a different ball game, a different conversation. But Nedu did not mention that. What he mentioned is that women take monies from different men, put it together and start a business. It is not a bad thing. Men take monies, they take a loan, then collect some from 2 of their guys or 3 of their guys.
But you know, okay,
join it together, start a business, pay off the loans, pay off their guys, move on with their life. If 1 or 2 of their guys says, no problem, I need to support you, you can keep the money, fine. You don't have. It is a woman who is able to have people in her life who are able to give her monies from different pools that she puts together to start a business and becomes dependent for herself. I don't see why it is a topic of discussion.
Okay,
but if you want to talk, if you want to say that girls are into runs and they make money off of runs to come and start business and claim dependence,
I think
then the runs should be demarcated from the business that they've started. Because whether you like it or not, if they got the money from the river or they got it from the fire, they started a business, they are dependent today. There is nothing you can do.
I'm still coming back to you, Che. Josh, what do you think about it?
All right, now I have to be very careful so that we don't shake tables.
Please shake tables. That's what this segment is
because
for. Scatter it.
As it is.
Josh, break the
as
table.
It is, we're going to take the message and leave the messenger. Like one of the tweets said, there's nothing wrong because guys do it. We take money from friends, from guys. What are friends for? Yeah. Now, women were not stated there. I find it difficult why some women don't help women, their fellow women. Like you said, I think you or her, we do this thing to pepper our women, which is the negative aspect of it. So I think that's the reason why women do not help themselves, because at the end of the day, they come back to pepper me when I'm the one who is responsible for it. Now, the issue you said is, how many women today have constructive conversation when it comes to presenting business proposals? At the level of conversation, what do they talk about? You find a businessman who will not give you his attention, but decides to give you just because he thinks something is up here.
Of course.
And at the point of conversation, what are they talking about? What is this woman talking about? Is she talking about a business proposal, or she's talking about a one-night stand? There's nothing there. Then you'll be talking about those women in that bracket who just get money from men in a collective form and establish a business. But for me, if I would give you my support, you must tell me what you want to do with it. Most of them do not go there to discuss business that they would go thereafter to do. They just, for the fact that, oh, it's a one-night stand, it's a hookup. What are you paying me? And off I go. But if it were for the purpose of having a business connections with this person, I don't see anything wrong in it.
You know, I want to say something. There's something I've noticed.
Yeah.
Because I deal with more business people. You would find a man give reference to whoever gave him money to start a business when he's big, but you hardly find a woman do that. Uche, you can agree with me on
100.
that. I think that is what Nedu is trying to say.
100.
You see a guy who actually made this mug today. Uche Chukwu from Enugu gave me, you know, capital to mention his friends. I'm so grateful to Uche Chukwu. How many women do we have out there that will give reference to their helpers? Let's go to the next.
and then when they make that money, they come back and put up lies.
That's independent.
Okay. Can we also see it this way? Listen, there's so much decadence in society today. I'm not even going to cover that or sugarcoat it. It is there. The society is rotten. A lot of immoral stuff, you know, going on, and conversations around it. But that doesn't change the fact that there are women who I am rooting for today.
You give reference to those women.
Yes, who have worked hard. Who probably had those conversations that Josh was talking about, and they got funding. Who, even if it wasn't supposed to be a business conversation, but in the course of a general conversation, chords were struck and monies came out, and I started a business with it. There are those women existing today. But you wouldn't blame a woman, even if she's in that category, who decides not to talk about her sponsorship, because we live in a society where if a woman makes money today, she did hook up. Whether you like it or not. Listen,
let's move to the next story.
That is me trying to tell you that there are those women, they exist, but this is also why they probably wouldn't want to talk about their sponsorships.
All right, the next story, which is actually going to love this one. It's her best friend anyway.
She's